And here we go. Oh my god, ignore my messy ass bed in the background. Oh my god. And me almost breaking shit on my desk. Shit that's already broken on my desk. I'm gonna forget that the camera is right here, so if I'm not looking at the camera, I'm sorry. But I have to worry about like 5 different things going on. So yeah. And I have grapes. So I'm gonna be eating those. We're definitely gonna wait for viewers to join, but I do want to say thank you to anybody who's been waiting for this. I'm excited. I just want to make sure that, everything is, working smoothly and things. This is the first episode, so I'm just gonna like go with the flow and kind of like try to let things do as they need to. So, oh shit, hold on. Okay, maybe now it's working? Yeah, okay. Okay, maybe now my sound is working? The mic was probably really shitty right now. I'm so sorry about that. I just noticed that it was on the webcam microphone and not my actual, like, nice microphone that's right here. I haven't started an intro yet anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Thank you so much for waiting, if you have been waiting. I'm excited. If you're excited, you can always post in the comments. I don't have any mods in the comments or anything like that, but if people start saying things in the comments that I don't like, I'm gonna delete them and I'm gonna kick you. So just straight warning here, don't be a dick in the comments. Ignore my messy bed. I'm sorry. I literally got home and came and set this up. So hello to everyone in the comments. I said earlier, I might forget that the camera is right here, so if I don't look at the camera, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my screen because I have notes and stuff like what I want to talk about. Because I wrote that up because I want to be efficient here. So I'm gonna wait for people to kind of join in and come in because sometimes people don't get home until like a little bit after it starts, but yeah, so if you want to say hello in the comments, hello, you can post your comments here. Let me post the comments. I didn't mean to put an @ I meant to put an exclamation point like that. So there you go. There's comments right there. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited for this because I have lots of reasons, and I'm going to get into the reasons why I decided to come up with this podcast and enjoy and indulge and kind of like get the Utapri fandom like together in any way, shape, or form. Outside of Japan. I mean, the Japanese fans are welcome to join in as well. Of course, they have like first dibs of everything, but also they have first to like new Utapri news. So that's also why I want to keep in touch with people who are Japanese fans or they are international fans that live in Japan. So anyway, let's start soon. I'm literally on Twitter looking at stuff. Okay. guess who tweeted about fish? My man. Oh yeah, Suabe-san. Okay, I'll get to him in a little while. Okay. So, I'm very excited, and I'm a little nervous because, you know, it's something new. I'm trying things out, and since it is bi-weekly, which means I'm going to have an episode every 2 weeks, I need to make sure I can prepare. That's enough time. That should be enough time to prepare for, like, the next episode, and every episode is going to have more than one topic that we're going to talk about. And we can take it slow, or we can go fast. Like, I don't want to, like, just go in general for things. I want to go in depth. So hopefully we can have several, like, lots and lots of episodes of this. Okay, so we've been live for like 7 minutes almost, so let's just go ahead and begin. So hello everybody, welcome to Utano Podcast, or UtaPod, which is what I'm calling this fan podcast for Utano Prince Sama, or Utapri, if you're in the know. It's Utapri for short. So just a little introductory thing. I'm gonna intro myself. Also, this VOD is going to be available after the live is over, so if you weren't able to catch this from the beginning, no worries. It's going to be saved to my channel. The music that's playing is royalty-free, so I shouldn't get a copyright strike or anything like that, so it should be good. Well, my name is Mia, or MiaFran if you want to go with my, like, username. Or my username really, it's that's Mia on, like, everything. But I'm 29 years old. I turned 30 this year, so whoop-de-doo. And I've been a fan of Utapri since 2016, like late 2016. Like I started watching Utapri, like the anime, like December of 2016, like right after season 4 finished airing. Like all the episodes had come out already, and I binged everything. So I was very lucky I didn't have to wait for any episodes of season 4. And I was still in college at that time, so that's why I had like nothing to do like during Christmas break. You know, I got a whole month off for that, so I watched a lot of anime. I watched Utapri, and I fell in love with it. Now, it's a giant grape. Now, aside from that, I've been into anime since probably like childhood, middle school. I didn't really get super into anime till like high school, because before that I was mostly doing a lot of theater, so I did a lot of plays and musicals. So that kind of took up my time, but then when I got into high school, I was friends with a lot of people that liked anime, so... And I had watched anime before that, but I wasn't, like, super into it as I am now. Like, I had no merch like this, I didn't have stuff to wear, and now I do, because I'm an adult and I spend adult money on things that I want. But anyway, so I got super into that, and... I just really liked Utapri. I liked the characters, I liked the songs, I liked the colors, I liked the seiyuu. So it really just kind of became its own big thing. So moving on from that, the podcast concept of Utano Podcast is basically now, and I'm going to talk about this in a little bit, but now that the global server for Shining Live is gone, that was a lot of international fans, like, only, like, Utapri, like, localization kind of thing, other than, like, the anime, and because it's hard to watch the anime right now, because it used to be all on Crunchyroll, and that's where it all premiered, with English subs. And that's why I was really lucky. I got to watch, you know, everything. I binged everything with English subs when it was all on Crunchyroll. and then they lost the rights. So then, that's gone. Shining Live global server is now gone. So my thing is like, the international fans don't have anything. No way to learn new things whatsoever. Like, we have to rely on other people that can read Japanese and speak Japanese to translate anything. But those people have lives outside of doing that. Those people have jobs or they go to school. Their life isn't all about Utapri. Like, it'd be easier if we'd be able to get all of that translated into English faster. But not just only that, but also like the games, like the original Ultima games. The anime is like it's not hard to watch. Like, you can watch seasons 1, 2, and 4 on High Dive if you have a High Dive subscription, which is only like $5 a month, so it's not that bad. But season 3 isn't on there, which is really weird. And then Sentai, who I don't know if Sentai has the rights anymore, the distribution rights. I guess it's just High Dive, because now High Dive is in charge of like the Star Wars Tours stuff, and I'm frustrated with that. I'll get into that later too. Because this podcast isn't always going to be like the positive stuff. There are frustrating things about not Utapri in general, or well, just the way that things, like how we get things Utapri related, is really frustrating. So that's also another reason why I've decided to do this podcast, because in the future I do want to have guests, and the guests are going to be people who want to talk about stuff, or give their perspective, or if they are based in Japan, I want to be able to try and get that person's news, like if they have exciting news to share with everyone, Utapri related, or if they want to translate something that, like, I have no idea for the life of me what this thing is, then that's what this is for. I don't want this to be the only hub for all of the international fans to come to, but if you want like a good source of stuff in English, or just in Utapri in general, and everything that goes into it, start here and work your way out. So that's what I wanted to do with this podcast. So really quickly, for those that are going to watch later, and for those that aren't super familiar, like, I know there are a lot of people that just started playing Shining Live and then the global server closed. So some people haven't really been too familiar with the characters yet, or they haven't watched the anime, or played any of the games, or gotten a summary of like any of the Ultimate games. But let me really quickly, let me just share that I'm live right now. So, 1 second, y'all, I just... that I am letting people know we're live. Hello! Oh, hello! Yes, hello! Please post comments, please share, please let people know that we're live right now. Ah, hello! You're from the Southway Academy Discord server. Welcome! And, that's why I also joined some Utapri Discord servers, because that way I can share the links and everything. And so that way everybody, if you didn't know about it, or like you're not really on Twitter too much or whatever, and you want to, talk about Utapri here in the comments with other people, like, go for it, invite people to come and be in the comment section. I invite you, I implore you to do that. But anyway, so so a little brief intro, but again, if you didn't catch the beginning of this, no worries. This is going to be all saved on my channel here on YouTube. And then if there are any problems, please let me know if like you're not able to play it again. I'll see what I can do about that. And I think what I'm going to do in every episode from here on out, like I'm going to give a summary of like what we talked about in the previous episode. Excuse me. So that way, if anybody like, if anything happens with the VODs and stuff, you guys can still kind of understand like what we've been talking about. But anyway, so welcome. But I'm gonna give a little brief little series summary of what Utano Prince Sama is, because again, I feel like a lot of people, maybe some newer international fans who've only played the rhythm game, and haven't watched the anime. If you're not super familiar with the story, I'll give you the rundown as best I can, because I've barely played the first original Utapri Ultimate game, because they remade it, or they ported it to the Switch, and I have a Japanese Switch account, and I got that game, but it's really hard to play when you can't read Japanese, so it's been very difficult. I haven't been able to play, but I do know the basics. Okay, so basically, Utano Prince Sama is a series based off of a series of Ultimate games. Ultimate games are like dating simulators made specifically with a female audience in mind. You don't have to be female to play Ultimate games, just so you know. Anybody can play them. It's just geared more towards girls and women, so that's why the main character is usually, not all the time, but usually female. Anyway, Utapri, the anime it borrows from the games, so like the story in the anime is slightly different from the story in the games. So the basic game story is you've got Haruka Nanami. She's the main character in the Ultimate games and the anime, and she wants to become a composer. She goes to Saotome Academy or Saotome Gakuen to learn to be a composer. There's a school for that in this world. So yeah, in the original games, there are different routes for each of the characters. There is no Starish and no Quartet Knight in the original Ultimate games. They don't become a group. That's like an anime thing, because reasons that I'll go into in a little bit. So you meet in the first game, you meet 6 different boys, and there's a secret 7th boy. Basically, you go through each route, and in the anime as well as in the games, you have to debut at the end, so that way you can become an idol. And in the games, only one of them gets to debut, because that's whose route you pick. So in Ultia's route, Ultia debuts, nobody else does, and you're the composer with him, and so on and so forth, all the characters. But in the anime, obviously, everybody, hello, Starlight Moonlight, welcome. Come and enjoy. I'm just giving a summary of what Utapri is, because I feel like some people aren't familiar with the story too much, because they've only played Shining Live. And if you are familiar with the story, I'm glad. You can correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a while since I watched the show. And again, I haven't played all of the Ultimate games. But anyway, so in the anime, they debut as a group, because while it is an Ultimate game, a lot of anime based off of Ultimate games don't necessarily, and not all of them, some of them do, but they don't necessarily have the main character end up with just one of the guys, because what if that boy is not your favorite? Then that's not fair to you as a viewer. Then you're going to get mad, and you're going to be like, how come she didn't end up with this character? I feel like for obvious reasons. In the anime, yes, all of the boys flirt with her and stuff, but the anime kind of pushes and hints that, like, Tokia is, like, the true route, even though I don't think there is a true route in any of the Utapri games, so don't think that there is. I know in some games there are true routes, where, that's the guy you're supposed to end up with, but I feel like for marketing purposes, and because Tokia is super recognizable, I feel like, and he's voiced by Mamoru Miyano, so, like, why wouldn't they push, like, Mamoru Miyano's character as, like, the main one? So, yeah, that's probably why the anime kind of, like, pushes itself as, like, oh, Tokia, like, we're gonna focus on him in season 1 more than the other guys, because just marketing, okay? Whereas in the original games, obviously you could choose who you want. You could play whoever's route you want a million times and end up with that same character. But anyway, so they debut as Starish at the end of season 1 of the anime, and it's the same as the games, just, you know, they don't debut as a group. There's no group. There's cross units, but there's no group in the games. Except for Shining Live, but that doesn't count because that's not an ultimate game, it's a rhythm game. And season 2 focuses on them debuting and becoming a group, and working and being idols for the first time. And there's this award called the Utapri Award, so they have to win the Utapri Award. It's kind of like the Best New Artist Award kind of thing. There's a rival group called Heavens that has 3 guys, and they're also like an up-and-coming group. And then they have the Senpai group, which is Quartet Night, and they're like the Senpais of Starish because they're part of the same agency. And they've already been to Saltame Academy and gone through gone through the shit and whatever, and they've trained and stuff. They're seasoned idols. And then season 3, it's competing for a spot in the Triple S competition. The Triple S, they make it seem like it's like the Olympics of the Utapri universe. So it's like, whoa, we're gonna host the Triple S, and whoever wins this competition is gonna perform at the opening ceremony of the Triple S. And it's like crazy amazing. And so at the end, everyone's like, I want Stars to win, but I also want Quartet Night to win, but I also want Heavens to win. And so then they're like, okay, we're gonna have a competition of just the 3 groups now, so we can choose who gets to actually be the Triple S performer. So, you know, sorry other groups that aren't Starish, Quartet Night, and Heavens, you're not part of the show, so bye. Good luck next time. And then season 4 is building up to that, and season 4, you have a Starish boy paired up with a Heavens boy, and they have like a duet song, because now Heavens has 7 guys, and they're like the equivalents of the Starish guys. And Heavens is an anime-only group, so it's very complicated because they're never going to be in Shining Live, I don't think. At this point, I mean, that's never going to happen because the global server's gone. But, they're kind of like the foil almost for Starish because they're like the equivalents to Starish. They have the same colors. In terms of like equivalencies of like characters, they don't wear the same colors as Starish, because Heavens wears all blue most of the time. That's like their colors of just like blue. Unless they release Dolce Vita. So yes, Dolce Vita is the newest Utapri like Ultimate game that's supposed to come out, and it's supposed to have Heavens in it. But until that happens, I have seen nothing. I have seen no news other than they announced that it's in production, which was like years ago. So I have no idea what's gonna happen. Wait for a Heavens spin-off game, I pray. You know, I really enjoy Heavens, Dolce Vita, and Heavens spin-off. Who knows? I don't know. We'll have to find out and see if they get a spin-off. But for now, they're an anime-only group. And then, of course, season 4 leads into the first movie, Love Kingdom, which is just a concert movie of all 3 groups, and they have really fun cross-unit songs. And then that leads into the Starish Tours, like, TV special, I couldn't think of the word, TV special, and then that leads into the newest Utapri movie, which is Love Starish Tours, which is the movie that is going to be premiering stateside this coming Sunday and Monday. So if you have tickets, I'm very happy for you. I hope you enjoy it. I don't have tickets because they don't have a showing near me in my town, even though for Love Kingdom, we did have a showing here in my town where I live, in my city. I don't live in a town, I live in a city. And we got it, and I had already seen it before because I saw it at Anime Expo in 2019, but I don't know what happened because now Sentai, I guess, doesn't have the distribution rights, even though I thought Sentai and High Dive were owned by the same company, but I guess not anymore. I don't know who owns both companies. But High Dive, I'm frustrated with High Dive. But I'll get into that frustration later, because actually the first topic, so that was just my intro. My first topic I wanted to talk about is that the Utapri Shining Live global server is gone. That's like the big thing that that gave me the push to like make this podcast. And so the global server launched on January 24th, 2018. And the Japanese server launched August 28th in 2017. So I remember when the Japanese version of Shining Live came out, and I was like, wow, that would be really cool if we could get like a game like this. And I almost made a Japanese account. I don't know if I should now, because at this point I don't have time to play a bunch of games anymore, honestly. But I was super excited when then they announced they're making an English server. And they made a Chinese server, and then they merged those two servers together, and that was the global server. So there's that. And then the English server shut down on December 26th, 2022, so last month. So the day after Christmas. Of all days they did that. Like, what the hell? Might have just been cost revenue. It could have been, in terms of like the movie. I just wish they would give us a date of when they're gonna stream it, because I have to watch it at home. Unless they add additional screenings, but I've already emailed them, and they've said, we are not gonna do additional screenings at this time. We hope we answered your question and helped you out with your problem. And I mean, like, yeah, you did, but I don't like the answer. I hope so too. I mean, we got the special literally the day after it premiered in Japan. So, actually, this shows movie at conventions for. That's what I thought, but like, they did that with Manji Love Kingdom, but it was after it premiered at Anime Expo. That then, like months later, they're like, oh yeah, we're gonna like have the movie come out in theaters. So it's just very confusing. But again, now it's High Dive and it's not Sentai, so I'm just really confused. So like, they need the marketing people from Sentai to help them out with this shit, because also, yeah, I will swear sometimes. So just a warning for that. This is my channel, I can swear on it if I want to. And my mom said she might watch this or listen to it, so I'm sorry, Mother, if you're hearing this and you hear me swear, but I'm gonna try not to say the F word. But anyway, so yeah, so what Utapri Shining Live was, or still is, because the Japanese server is still around. It focused on the Shining Agency groups, Starish and Quartet Night. Again, I mentioned earlier, Heavens is not in Shining Live because they're not part of the Shining Agency. They're part of the Raging Agency. So yeah, or Raging Entertainment, I think is what they're called. So, well, I'll introduce the groups real quick. So Starish is the main group of Utapri. You have 7 boys in Starish. Their initials spell out Starish. So we'll go, not by the name, like, not by how Starish is spelled, but we'll just go by, like, the numbers, because I think numbering is easiest, and they have numbers that are attached to them. So number 1, oh, by the way, I did make a lot of videos like this on my TikTok, so if you want to listen to my, like, Utapri 101 is what I called it. I want to make more videos about that, too. You can watch those as well, but just in general, so the members of Starish are as follows. You have number 1, Otaya Itoki. He is, his color is red. He's, like, associated with the color red. His hair is red. He wears red. He looks good in red. And all the boys have, like, an instrument, too, that they play. So his instrument is, like, the acoustic guitar, or just the guitar in general. So he plays the guitar, that's his instrument. And he is what we would call the center most of the time. It's very similar to, like, how Idolish 7 does it, where they have the red one in the middle. I think it just played out that way with that, because Idolish 7 isn't an Ultimate game. But I feel like a lot of people compare Utapri with Idolish 7, which you shouldn't, because one is an Ultimate game and one isn't. And yes, like, they have the colors and stuff, but Idolish 7 doesn't have pink, and Starish does. Idolish 7 has blue and light blue. So just, yeah, anyway. So you have Olga, he's number 1. Number 2 is Masato Hijikawa. He's the color blue, and he plays the piano. And he is the Ulti is very bubbly and positive, and he's always super happy about everything. He's very you know. Masato is very stoic, very stereotypically I'm not gonna say anything. I'm the silent type, but also I secretly care about the main character, and I want her to know that I care about her. And he's very traditional Japanese. Number 3 is Natsuki Shinomiya. He is the tallest out of everyone in Starish. He wears glasses, and his color is yellow. So he has blonde hair, and he plays the viola, and he's a music writing prodigy. But you don't find that out till after you find out he has a dual personality. So when you take his glasses off, he becomes Satsuki, and he's kind of he has Gemini syndrome basically. He has a song, one of his songs mentions that. Anyway, he likes cute things, and he's just super he's very sweet, and he makes food and nobody likes eating it because it's really gross, except for Ren. He likes his food, and then Ren he has a steel-lined stomach or something, I don't know. Oh, and they have Seiyu too. I forgot about the Seiyu. So Ultia is voiced by Takuma Terashima, and Masato is voiced by Kenichi Suzumura, and Natsuki is voiced by Kishu Taniyama. Number 4 is Tokia. His color is purple, and his instrument is he can play all instruments. Apparently that's what they say, but he focuses on the vocals, the singing part of it. I don't know why they do that. I guess they couldn't think of a good instrument for him to play. But he's voiced by Mamoru Miyano, so Tokia stands be winning. I'm a Tokia stan. Obviously, my name right down here is purple. It's my favorite color. And Tokia is he's the mysterious one. So he's the leave me alone, but also I care about you, but also I'm brooding. That's Tokia in a nutshell. And and then number 5 is Ren Jinguji, and Tokia's last name is Ichinose. I forgot to say his last name. So number 5 is Ren Jinguji. He's orange. His color is orange, and he plays the saxophone because he's the sexy one. That's a sexy instrument. And he is voiced by my favorite Seiyu of all time, Junichi Suwabe. I love that man. I love him so much. I'm a big simp. I'm a huge simp for Junichi Suwabe. I love that man. That man could read me the phone book. He could read me the phone book, and I would be fine with that. I would be totally okay. I would not care at all. Nothing. I love that man so much. I don't know what else to say. I fucking love that man. I'm sorry, I swore. I didn't mean to say the F word, but I love him. He's great. He's such a kind, caring person. I'm gonna simp for him. I'm gonna do a whole episode dedicated to that man, and I'm just simp the whole time. Anyway, Ren is the sexy one. He flirts a lot, and he's very romantic. He likes to give the main character flowers a lot. Moving on. Next we have Sho Kurisu. He's the shortest one. His color is pink. They make him out to be the most fashionable one, but sometimes his outfits, I'm what are you wearing? He likes to wear hats a lot. He wears black nail polish because he's cool. And I'm not wearing any right now, but I need to. But I like the black nail polish, and he also plays the viola, and he also has the same birthday as Natsuki because I don't know, they made them like that. And he's voiced by Hiroshimono. And he screams in every single song because of his Seiyu. And if you know of the Seiyu's other roles, you'll know why he screams a lot, because he's just good at it. He's really good at it. And a lot of people like Sho. I know quite a few people that love Sho because they think he's a little cutie, even though I don't think he would like being called cute. And then, last but not least, we have the 7th member of Stars, that is Cecil Aijima. His color is green, but it's like a light green. It's not a dark green. It's a light green. And his instrument is the flute. And he is half Japanese and half from a country that doesn't exist, but he's very, like, they kind of make him out to be kind of like Middle Eastern or like Southeast Asian, I think, kind of vibes. Like, it's just, I don't know where they're drawing inspiration from with Cecil, because, like, he's just like foreigner. He's like brown foreigner, that's what they've made him. And that's not a bad thing. I think he's an interesting character. Also, he was a cat for most of Season 1, or all of Season 1. And, he's voiced by, Kosuke Toriumi. I almost forgot who he's voiced by. Oh my god. So look at, we've got some show stands in the chat. I love show. Show is great. Y'all who love show really love him. I admire that. Or Otoya is your favorite. You like the Sunshine Boys. Little sunflower baby. My two favorites in Stars are Ren and Tokia, for obvious reasons. Yeah. I love both of them. They're great. And then moving on to the other group that's in Shining Live, which is Quartet Night, the Senpais. So we have Deiji Kotobuki. He is an Anglophile, and he plays the maracas, because I don't know why they gave him maracas, but it works with his personality. I think it's so fun. That's his instrument, and his color is like a dark green, and he is voiced by I love him too. He's a great seiyuu. He's just a cool guy. He's just like, I just like his personality. And I really like Neji too, because he's like the positiveness in Quartet Night, whereas the other three in Quartet Night are just kind of like, they don't like being there, but they do like being there. I don't remember who the next number is. I think it's I. So you have Ai Mikaze, and he's voiced by Aoi Shota. Like, everyone loves him. He has a very feminine sounding voice, but he is a guy. And his color is like a lavender purple color. And he plays like the synthesizer or like the electric keyboard. I forget what it's called. But he plays an instrument like that. That's like his instrument. And he's very like straight-faced. He kind of doesn't understand certain things. Cause he is like a robot. That's why his name is I, cause AI. And then next we have Damaru Kurosaki. Yeah, see, like, we have all the Damaru people in here. They're like, Damaru is rock. Deiji is my favorite, unfortunately. I like Deiji too, but Deiji and Damaru are my favorites. Damaru is like a burgundy, crimson red color. It's like a burgundy color. Which is pretty sexy. And he is voiced by Suzuki Tatsisa, and he plays the bass. I like the bass too. I like that instrument. Slap that bass. He plays the bass, and he's pretty sexy too. He's like a rock and roll like kind of guy, where he's like, I don't care. Banana is perfect. Yeah, he's just, yeah, like a, like a wine red. Oh, he's after Reggie. My bad. He's the next one. And then it's I. And then it's Kanu. My bad. See, but thank you for correcting me, and thank you for being nice about it. Okay. So then, last but not least, for Quartet Night is Kamyu. And he is voiced by Tomoaki Maeno. And he's like the butler type of character. Which, I'm not like super into the butler types, but I can understand why a lot of people like Kamyu, because he calls people peasants. Who wouldn't want that like commanding voice to call you a peasant? But also, because of his like butler personality, like he can be very like, you know, Ohisama, but then also like Gomin, you know? Like, he's very like two-tone kind of personality. And he's also a foreigner. He's not Japanese. He's not even like partly Japanese like Cecil. He's like some guy from some European country that doesn't exist. And he plays the cello? Is it the cello or the... No, it's the cello. He plays the cello. Because he's like, you know, old school European in that sense. But he has some fun songs. I really like, what is it, Melting of Snow? That's a good song. I really like that one. And that kind of rounds out the Shining agency in terms of the groups. Because we also have, like, Shining Sakuma himself, who is, like, the head of the agency, he's the president of the agency. And his backstory is, he was an idol and he had a really popular song back in the day. It got beat out by Raging Otori, who was also a popular idol at the time, and then Shining Sakuma took back the, like, number of sold records back from him. So yeah, and then you have the teachers, Hyuga Sensei and Ringo Sensei. You can get with the teachers in the Ultimate games. So yeah. I mean, I think the teachers are pretty cool. I like them. They have instruments too, but I can't remember. I think Hyuga's is like the trumpet. I think he plays the trumpet. I know Shining Sakuma plays the bongos, and then Ringo plays... I think he plays the clarinet. I believe those are their instruments. I don't know what colors they are. I can't remember the colors. I just remember the instruments. And I don't remember their seiyuu because I'm not as familiar with them because they're not on the show as often as the other ones. Like the main two groups. Okay. So, in the game, or in Shining Live, the rhythm game, you could play songs from the anime and from the other games, from the Ultimate games. And it's like a rhythm kind of game, and I used my thumbs. I know some people play with their fingers, but I always play with my thumbs. So, examples of songs that you could play in the game. Like, if you've seen season 1 of the anime, you could play all the solo songs from season 1 of the anime. You could play the cross-unit songs, and a cross-unit is really just like an example of a cross-unit song would be like one with Oteya, Masato, and Natsuki, and that's the three of them, and they have a song together, and then the other three will have a song together. And those are from like the Ultimate games. And then like in the anime, you have cross-units like Original Resonance, which is Masato and Tokia. You have like Code TVU, which is Cecil, Sho, and Ren. You have where you mix the groups together, so you mix up Quartet Night with Starish. Still is just Starish. ROT is like Deiji, Oteya, and Tokia, because it's them with their senpai. They have songs with the senpais. And it just works like that. You would get special songs switched out every so often, so like you get the stuff from Shining Theater, so you'd get like Licorice no Mori, you'd get Lost Alice, Twa, you would get those like the Shining Theater ones that you could get that they would take out and put back in. You got the new solo CD songs, so like Target Is You could play that song, you could play Rose Rose Romance. What was Show's Sweet Kiss, you could play that song. I Am Here, that was Ultia's song. So you could play those when they dropped those songs, like the CDs. And then you have the anniversary songs. So you have like Wonder Rondo and Dancing Overnight is the Quartet Night one, and then you had like the newer ones that like came out literally a few weeks before they shut the game down. Okay. High Dive's a streaming service owned by Sentai. It's weird that they decided to switch direction. Yeah, it's very weird. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know who's in charge of that. And, Shining Shining Live was not just a rhythm game. It was also a gacha game where you have to, in order to play the rhythm parts, you have to build a team of cards, and you have to level up the cards so you can score better. So examples of some of the cards that you have. So you have the ones with an N. Those are just like the standard cards that come in the game. Like you don't have to pull for them; they're just there. You can use those to feed like the cards you pull for. You have R cards, which is for rares. Come on, camera, focus. Focus on me. Camera, focus! Okay, well, my camera decided not to focus, but that's okay. You don't really need to see my face. You have the rare cards, you have SRs, which are super rares, and then you have URs, which are ultra rares, and you want the ultra rares because they give you a lot of points, especially if you level them. And if you have more than one of the same ultra rare, you can put them together and you can make the level go up higher. So that's just in general. Excuse me, what the cards were like. And they have really nice artwork. They're really pretty. And what you can also do, I still have them up on my channel. I'm not going to delete them or get rid of them. I have old scouting videos, polling videos for Utapri Shining Live. And I don't just have those videos. You can also check out Anime Palooza. Gigi, she still has her videos up. She posted a lot of those videos. I would post mine. You can go to Marshmallow Love. That's Chantal's channel. She still has old videos like that. I'm never going to delete them. I worked hard. I put money into this game. So, you know, if you want to watch or listen to me rage, you can. If you want, go back and look at all my old videos. But I would recommend you look at Gigi's and Chantal's also. It's a good time. I would say, like, in terms of, like, 1 to 10, the game was, I'm gonna say, like, an 8. I'm not gonna say it's a 10 out of 10, because there are some things about the game that I thought were frustrating. Especially, like, once I tried to get back into playing the game, before they announced that the global was gonna end, and they added a bunch of new stuff, which, like, I don't want to change the little button thingies that I touch. I don't care about that. I want more songs. I wish the songs were longer. I wish there was more to do. I wish the beat maps were a little bit harder. Or more challenging. I will admit, I did stop playing after other games came out and that I started playing. Especially, like, because these other games that came out after Shining Live, they added onto the gacha concept. They added dating and ultimate elements. And those games would be like Mr. Love, which I also don't play anymore for other reasons. Chiz of Themis, Twisted Wonderland, Obey Me, and I did play Ikemen Vampire of the Ikemen series. But I don't play that anymore either. But yeah, that's Shining Live overall, technically. And of course, you can still play it. It just would be in Japanese. So if you want to play that, you have to make a Japanese iTunes account to download. If you're doing it on iOS, I don't know how to do it on Android. I just know how to do it on iOS. And it can be kind of a long, convoluted process. But if you're up to doing it, I say go for it. If you still really want to play Shining Live and you want to get all the new cards or try to get the new cards, I would say do that. I don't know if you could put your money into it because it would be a Japanese account. I don't know if they're going to take, like, dollars instead of yen or whatever other currency you have. But, you know, I would see what you can do. And if you just want to play the game and play the songs, I would say go for it if you really, really want to. Now, on to the next section. Or the next topic. Which is Star Wars Tours. It's a little disappointing. Yes, the Utapri universe is a lot, with ultimate games, music games, anime, manga, live, stage plays, trending live, 3D lives, etc. Yes, exactly. There is so much we can talk about. Not on this episode by itself, but like in the future. Because I am going to ask later on what you guys want future episodes to have. But not now, not yet. But yes, there's a lot we can talk about. Especially with like the lives and stuff. So I'm excited to do that. Hello. It's Sarah. Hello, Sarah. Welcome. Glad you could join us. Glad you could make it. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. Okay, so I am going to talk about how frustrated I am with the Star Stores because, only because, like I said before, I was able to watch Modular of Kingdom in theaters, when they brought it to the theaters. I was able to watch it. Now, okay, I'm gonna count how many states out of the 50 states are gonna have showings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 states out of 50 are gonna have showings. Now, that seems like a lot, right? It is a lot. But here's the thing you have to understand about at least where I'm coming from on this and where I live. I live in El Paso, Texas. Okay, I live in Texas, alright? But El Paso is like literally a whole day's drive away from the rest of Texas, like the rest of the big cities in Texas. Like, I'm like at least 7, almost 8 hours away from Austin, Dallas, San Antonio, Houston, Corpus Christi, like all those East Texas cities. I'm like all the way over on the west side of the state. And again, you can drive for 8 hours and still be in Texas, from Texas. So that's the thing I'm frustrated about. The other thing is, there are no New Mexico showings on this list. And because I live in West Texas, I'm about 4 hours away from Albuquerque, New Mexico. I'm 6 hours away from Santa Fe, New Mexico. And I'm about an hour away from Las Cruces, New Mexico. So all of those people could have come to El Paso to come see the show because it's not as long of a drive. I also live on the border. And I can literally, like, I drive on the freeway to go to work, and on my right, like, is Mexico. Like, is Ciudad Juarez in Mexico. So people cross the bridge to go to school and go to work and back and forth and visit family and stuff. And I guarantee you, any fans in Juarez would have come to see Star Tours. Guaranteed. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, when Modular of Kingdom came, I was able to see it, and people from New Mexico came and saw it in our theater. Like, that's how I made some friends. Like, I don't get it. I hope there's a round 2. It doesn't hurt to request for it. But here's the other thing. I already emailed them and requested, can there be an additional screenings? And I'm going to read you the response that they wrote to me, because I still have it on my Twitter. I'm not trying to, like, badmouth anybody or anything like that. I understand. It's money. I'm sure it's money and funding and stuff. I'm sure that's one of the reasons why. But... And, you know, again, Modular of Kingdom came out before the pandemic. So that is another thing that we have to remember. But I'm still frustrated. This was their response. Thank you for reaching out to us at High Dive Team. We are super stoked about this tour. At this time, we have set locations for the tour and do not have any plans for added locations. We hope that you can make it to one of our showings. For all the locations and news, please go to the following article on our news site. and then they link it, and then they say thanks and goodbye. So that was after I asked, can there be additional screenings? Now I can try my hardest. I will keep trying. Yeah, I won't give up. I'm just a little frustrated, so it's gonna be a little bit till I ask again. I've asked a couple times on Twitter. I've mentioned them on Twitter also, so you know, it's not like I've totally given up and I haven't asked again. I already said that. Yeah, there's so many showings just in Texas. Here's the thing. I'm looking at Texas. Arlington, that's near Dallas. Houston, that's Houston. McAllen, that's like South Texas. Pflugerville, that's near Austin. Plano, that's like... I forget where Plano is. San Antonio, that's San Antonio. The Colony and the Woodlands, that's also East Texas. Yeah, they don't even have like... They didn't even have an Austin showing. Like, it doesn't say Austin. There's nothing that says Austin, which is interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of showings in Texas, but they're all East Texas, pretty much. So that's the other thing, like, even the people in North Texas, like Lubbock and stuff, like, those people won't be able to see it either. They're gonna have to drive a long time. Yeah, the other thing for me is, like, they've got it on a Sunday and a Monday. So that's the other thing, is, like, you know, people work on Mondays, and Sunday, you know, it's kind of harder for people to do stuff on a Sunday when they have plans. Yeah, this is the other thing. Like, I'm totally not against, like, continuing to try. Like, you know, I definitely feel like we can make it happen. I just need to get over me being frustrated right now. So, yeah, I'm just, like, I'm a little salty. Because I was able to see Magic of Kingdom twice. Once in theaters and once at Anime Expo. So, I'm just a little, like, miffed. Just a little bit. But, you know. Yeah, I mean, all you can do is ask, and, like, the good thing about living in Texas is you get Alamo Drafthouse, and, like, Alamo Drafthouse shows literally everything. They'll show random shit. So, I know they can do it. They did it before. They show anime movies all the time at Alamo Drafthouse. Like, I'm not worried about where they're gonna show it here in El Paso. I just want them to show it. That's my thing. So, you know, it's like... It's not fair to me. And I'm probably the biggest Utapri fan in El Paso, Texas. Like, you know, I guarantee I am. But, you know, well, I'm glad you're able to enjoy it. I'm glad people are able to go see it, and I'm glad that, like, hopefully the number of people going will make them want to do more screenings. So hopefully, crossing fingers. So, don't take my saltiness as, like, any discouragement. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from seeing it. I would just really like a release date for when they're gonna stream it. Because as it stands, I'm gonna have to wait till that happens. Unless they put it on Blu-ray, and I can pre-order it, which I will. So, oh, is this confirmed? Did they announce this? If that's true, then yeah, I'm gonna watch those too. Is this confirmed though? Like, is there a link to that? I would like to see that. Maybe I can talk about that in the next episode. But yeah, I mean, like, I had previous great experience with Magic of Kingdom. You know, as soon as they announced they're gonna premiere it at Anime Expo in 2019, I was like, I have to go to that. And luckily, I was graduating from college in 2019, because it took me 7 years to graduate. Don't do that. So if you guys are in college, graduate as soon as you can, okay? Don't waste your time, like I did, because I have to pay back a lot of student loans. Anyways, I got the degree, but I waited a long time. So, with Anime Expo, excuse me, luckily, I graduated, and you know, when you graduate from college, especially in high school too, but when you graduate from college, people give you money because they're super proud of you and stuff. You get money, you get cash, and it's not just $20. People will give you like $150, $200 sometimes. Like, you make bank, okay? And I was able to get a good sum of cash, and it's like, oh, I can spend. This is my spending money. I can just buy stuff. And my parents, you know, this was also like a graduation gift to me, was they helped pay for my plane ticket, and so I could go to Anime Expo. So I was able to go to Anime Expo 2019, and of course I had to go after they announced, oh yeah, we're bringing Takuma Terashima and Mamoru Miyano to the screening. So it's like, you know, and Chantal and I both went together, and Chantal's a bigger Mamoru Miyano fan than I am. She has like every CD he's ever made. She's like the definition of like a Mamo stan. But we both were so excited, and we got to be, you know, in good seats, and we were able to watch the movie and sing, and it was so much fun. And I'm sad that nothing could be recorded, unless the people that did record, you know, screw those people, because, you know, they probably have ruined a lot for us, because if we don't follow the rules, then they're not going to bring Japanese guests to conventions as often anymore. But it was just a lot of fun. I really, really enjoyed getting to see them in real life and screaming and crying and just going crazy. And the movie was so fun. It was so great to see it for the first time, and everyone's screaming at every 2 seconds when something happened. So I was super excited. Okay. Is this true? Where's this info? I need to read this. Can you like link me? If there's like, is there an article that says this? Or something, because I want to see it. I want to read. I want to see what it says. Like, I want to see where this is. Because then I can look at it, read it, and make notes, and we can talk about it in the next episode. But yeah. So, I mean, I'm frustrated, but I'm excited. I'm excited for the movie. I can't wait to see it eventually at some point. Whenever that is. Because I want to see the solo song so bad. I want to see... Because the 3D models with Utapri have gotten a lot better in the last few years. Like, I feel like in, like, Season 3 and 4, when they started using them, I always called them, like, their Persona models, because they look like Persona characters, but, like, not as good. Like, the 3D models that dance and stuff. But, I feel like now, they've gotten really good at, like, because I really like the music videos for, like, Setsugetsuka and, like, Shining Romance and Force Live and stuff, so I'm impressed. And when I saw clips of them doing 1000% in Stars Tours, like a trailer or something, I was like, oh my god, the 3D models look so good, and I'm just so excited to see them move and sing and dance, and I can't wait to see it. Okay, so one second. So, moving on to the next and final topic, I want to know what you guys want to see in this podcast. Like, what are some topics that you guys want to see discussed in future episodes? And also, if you have any like guests in mind that you maybe want me to try to see if I can get them to join in and be on the podcast, I would love to hear it. I'd love to know. Let me just get a notebook out real quick, and then you guys can let me know who you want to see in future episodes or what topics you want discussed. So I'm writing down. The floor is open to you guys in the comments. Please comment, like in the chat, and then for those that are watching the VOD after the broadcast is over, just leave a comment on the video, and I will read them and write down what you guys say. So please, come on, give me some comments, some topics. It could be like general stuff, or we can go in depth. If you guys are newer fans, what kind of things would you want to learn, or participate in the chat about Utapri, because there's a lot, and like I've only skimmed the surface with this first introductory episode. So I want to know, what are you guys like? What do you want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Ah, the stage plays. Okay, that is a realm I am not very familiar with, only because I don't have access to a lot of the stage play stuff. So we'll definitely talk about that. If you guys know of anybody who's super familiar with the stage plays, the stage productions for Utapri, please get them in contact with me. If they're somebody that can, be able to talk about that, because I know like next to nothing about the stage plays. I want to get into them. It's really hard to get that stuff. Which brings me to this next topic here that I am gonna write down. How ways Utapri can be better / accessible for overseas fans. Okay, accessibility. Is definitely a big one for me, because now I was lucky enough to be able to binge all 4 seasons of the anime on Crunchyroll, because that's where it was hosted for a really long time. And then Sentai got the distribution rights, so then they brought out the show on Blu-ray, so I have all 4 seasons on Blu-ray, and I have Module of Kingdom on Blu-ray, like the actual Sentai Blu-rays. But now that seasons 1, 2, and 4, for some reason, I don't understand why they don't have season 3. They're on High Dive, and I don't know if they're still on Hulu, but I know they're on High Dive for sure. It's not season 3 for some reason. It's really difficult. It's really hard to like watch the show and enjoy it with people, especially if you don't have a High Dive account. Of course, you can always share with somebody, but you gotta know somebody that has one. And then it's another thing of like, Broccoli, the company, like A1. They're very they're very like picky with what clips you share, and if you share music and all that stuff, like especially with Utapri, like your videos will be immediately blocked if you have pieces of the anime in there. I would know, because I used to have a video on my channel that was like my top 10 favorite anime only songs from Utapri, and that video is forever blocked all over the globe because I used clips from the anime and stuff. So yeah, the hell. So that's another thing. Okay, Mimi from the Southme Academy Discord server. Okay, she knows about the stage plays. Okay, I will get in contact with Mimi. Recommend me as well for this. Okay, I will get in touch with Mimi from the Discord server. And if I can't, please let them know that I'm gonna contact them in the future for future episodes. But back to the accessibility, like that's the other thing is like the stage plays. Like people wouldn't know that there are stage plays unless someone said, unless if someone didn't say anything. How would people know? Because they don't localize the games, like the Ultimate games. It's really hard for more people to get into Utapri. Like the marketing people and the producers and the people that created it and like everyone that's in charge of Utapri stuff are really just set on like just the Japanese fans. So like it's very it's really hard for them to kind of reach out to international fans. And again, with Shining Live, that was like people's gateway. That was people's like only door open for Utapri stuff in English, like localized in English and everything, And I mean, of course, with Shining Live or with the movies and stuff, like getting an Anime Expo premiere and stuff, and all that. Oh, hello. You're here! Hello! We were just mentioning you! Yeah! So, Mimi, I'm getting people recommending you as a future possible guest to discuss the stage plays, because I am not very familiar with the Utapri stage plays. That's one thing about Utapri that I'm not familiar with because I don't have access to them. And I'm not well versed. I am an actor. I do theater. I would love to watch the stage plays, but I don't have any way to do so. And I mean, I could always buy stuff on eBay, Blu-ray or DVD wise, but it just depends. But if you'd love to be a future guest, okay. You are in the Southme Academy Discord server, and so am I. So if I can find you, I would love to talk to you and set up, when you'd be able to come and join me. I think that'd be great. So if you... Sorry, I'm reading text messages. If you would love to join in, my icon is Gekidan Shining Spade. Okay, Gekidan Shining Spade. Do you have a color name? Like, do you have a favorite boy on here that you have a color? In case I can't find the picture. If you're comfortable with talking out loud and being like on screen like I am now, you don't have to be on screen. You can just have your voice chat on here. I'm just sitting here like, where are you? In the Gekidan Shining channel. Oh, okay. Oh, right, there's a Shining channel here. I forgot. I totally forgot there was like a channel in here. Oh, there you go, I found you. Okay. One second. Alright, I sent you a message and I'm gonna add you as a friend. Okay. I found you. Good thing. Okay, anyway. So yeah, if you're comfortable with joining here, I would just be able to send you a link to here, I could add you into the video, and then you'd be able to be seen and heard by everyone in the podcast. But we can discuss that. When would be a great time for you? If it's not the next episode, then another episode further down the line. But anyway, okay, I would love to discuss that with you. Do you guys have any other suggestions? Of course you can. Of course you can discuss with us too. Just send me your info. Let me know who you are, and I'll be able to. I think here on StreamYard you can have up to 10 people in the room on the screen once. I don't want to have 10 people at a time for an episode. That's too many people. But I think a couple people would be awesome. Where we can discuss that, and you guys can kind of like talk, and I'll listen because I'm not familiar. Okay, you'll DM me. Cool. Yes, catch the VOD later. Yeah, enjoy your dinner. You don't have to stay. But thank you so much for popping in. I'm excited. I'm very excited to speak with you about this. But Jen's song you can definitely discuss as well. So I actually also have some other things that I do want to talk about on the podcast. So I know some of you are still in here. Who are your favorite boys? Tell me who they are and why. Because then we can also discuss like what I also want to discuss about that. So post in the comments, in the chat, and also in the comments later on with the VOD. But in terms of like, we can do whole episodes about characters or Seiyu. So these are some examples of what I've come up with, what we can discuss in the future. I want to call one thing called Seiyu Spotlight. You like the name? I like the name. We can have a whole topic, a whole chunk of time dedicated to a Seiyu of a specific character. We can talk mostly about their Utapri role, but we can also discuss other notable roles, of course. You know, we can't just discuss just their Utapri character, but you know that would be like the focus. I would love to do something called I titled it Character Song Jukebox, where we have a whole chunk of time, a whole topic dedicated to a specific song or a group of songs by a character or a unit, or a theme. If there's a theme, I want to do that as well. And then what I've called Maji Love Live Love, a whole talk about a certain Maji Love live stage, or part of a stage, because the live stage is like not the theatrical plays, but the concerts. We could talk a whole lot about that. We could talk all day about those specifically, because I'm also those Blu-rays and DVDs. I'm slowly collecting those because those are easier to get than I feel like the stage plays are than the stage plays are to get. Because I just go on eBay and look for the Utapri live stages on Blu-ray. Okay, let's see. Namadu! His ace-ass route just captured my heart. Very cute. You know, I didn't really used to like Namadu, and then I played Shining Live, and the lipstick card that he had, the story that you unlock with that won me over, because then he puts the lipstick on you, and it's just like, I was like, ooh, you know, I kind of like that. That's kind of hot. It's very sexy, very sensual. It was very cute. I liked it. That was like my favorite part. Otoya, because he is sunshine. I mean, he's a sunflower boy. Neji, because he keeps courts at night together. I mean, yeah, he's like the only one doing all the damn work. Everybody else is just kind of like about it. They're just like, yeah, it's a job. I know they don't really feel that way. I feel like they all actually do care about each other. They're just like too stubborn to say anything. And AG, because he's literally an angel. Oh my god, that part when the episode with Tokia and AG's like duet, when they sing together, oh my god, it is like literal angels singing. I think it's like, am I allowed to be here? Am I allowed to witness this? In the end, I love them all. I mean, that's true. We can love all of them. We love all of them for different reasons. Like, I think they're all great. Okay, so, we can also do a whole topic about music, which I would call group song jukebox, which is a whole topic on group songs, not the cross units, because, like, cross units usually only have, like, one song together, and they change them up. But the group songs, like Stars songs, Quarter Night songs, Heaven songs, like, I would love to describe or have a whole chunk of time dedicated to, like, stuff like that. So that way, like, every episode, like, you know, it would be just, like, one song. It wouldn't be, like, a lot of them. So, you know, it's like, it'd be something like that. Shit. I almost got out of the broadcast, my bad. And we can also talk about, like, the writing or the orchestration or instrumentation of certain songs, because I think the music itself is really good. There's one thing about Utapri that I feel like people don't really understand or necessarily, like, care about as much as I would. And that's, like, the way that they have everybody's voices just sound so good with each other. Like there's a reason there's specific reasons, I'm sure, which I don't know, because these games, the first game came out in 2010, so the first game is, like, over 10 years old. So it's been, like, 12 years since Utapri was a thing. They, like, there's a reason they chose these Seiyu to play these characters at the time that they did. And I feel like that's why, you know, these Seiyu are in Utapri, and then other Seiyu are in other series, like in Idolish 7, because it's like, well, they're not in Utapri, but they're in Idolish 7. You know what I mean? Like, not to say, because I think the Idolish 7 stuff is really good too. I think those songs are amazing also, and they have really good Seiyu too. But I feel like Utapri is like the cream of the crop Seiyu. Like, that's like, those are the veterans. And then, like, Idolish 7's like the next generation of, like, Seiyu. Let's see what else. Kamyu is a very closely interesting character with a double personality. Yeah, I mean, they have two characters with double personalities, and I think they do them very well, because they're different. They're both different. They're not the same as, like... Yeah. But let's see. I'm convinced the characters were inspired by the Seiyu. I'm a little convinced too, I think. I feel like every character has a little bit of their Seiyu's personality in them. Like, just realize, like, this eyebrow is, like, higher than... That's weird. I didn't shape my eyebrows that way. That's really strange. Anyway, maybe it's the angle I'm sitting at. Maybe it's not. I think my eyebrows are just weird. I think they have their personalities in there because, okay, let's go over them, shall we? Because I want this to at least be a 2-hour podcast, because, you know, the other reason why I want to do these live, first and foremost, is because I don't want to have to edit anything. Because editing is, like, editing takes up so much time, and, like, I'd rather edit a video that I'm gonna post on my channel than, like, a podcast. But let's go through this. What I think their personalities are, and what parts of the Seiyu are in their character. And you guys can agree or disagree, or you can put your own thoughts in the chat or in the comments. So let's start with Otoya. So Takuma Terashima, like, obviously his speaking voice isn't Otoya's voice. He kind of does like he kind of puts on a higher pitched voice when he talks as Otoya. And when he sings too. But I think his enthusiasm is very much, Otoya's enthusiasm is very much like Takuma Terashima in there. Because if you've seen him perform, which if you watch any of the live shows, I mean, he's great. He puts in a lot of enthusiasm and positivity, and he just looks like he's having a lot of fun. And he plays the guitar, so that's another thing. He actually plays the instrument that Utaya plays. I think with Masato, like, Kenichi Suzumura, like, brings in, like, a very, like... He brings in, like, a passionate kind of thing. Like, when he sings a Masato song, like, I believe him. I believe that he's Masato. Like, he puts in a lot into the singing. And I really believe that he, like, has, like, a passion for singing and performing and being an idol, because that's part of Masato's character arc, right? In like season 3 or 4, I can't remember. I think it's season 4 actually. I think it's been a while since I watched all the show at once. But he puts that like passionate thing, because Masato is very like, no, I want to be an idol, I want to be a singer, I want to perform, I want to play the piano. Like, here's why, and then he like does a song, and it's like, oh my god, he's like really into it. Because his dad is such a jackass, and is like, you know, no, you're gonna run our conglomerate, our company, till you die, after I retire or die. And, you know, like, it's just, you know, but I think he puts that, like, passion in the singing and the performance, I think, really shines when he sings like a Masato. Because Masato has really good songs. He has, like, some of the best songs. Because I think Kenichi Suzumura has a really good voice. A really good singing voice. He knows how to control his voice. It's very obvious. Okay, Kisho Taniyama, I feel like his personality is very opposite, or I feel like it's similar to Natsuki, but not in the same, like, cutesy way. Because a lot of people really love Kisho Taniyama. A lot of people, like, really think he's a sexy guy. Because he has his band, Grand Rodeo. And I like that band, too. They're a really good band. He also has, like, a passionate, like, singing style, where, like, he puts his all into his singing. And I feel like Natsuki does that, too. But I think Natsuki is like his, like, where he can use the sweeter tones of his voice, and again the passion, but it's like a soft passion, because Natsuki is like an emotional and like a sweet character. So I feel like that kind of Kisho Taniyama kind of puts like his sweet side into Natsuki, and of course like they can sing like holy shit, you know. like he has a really good voice too, and he does get emotional. There have been parts in the lives where he's been one of the ones that, you know, gets like physically emotional, where they have the camera on him, and it's like, okay, yeah, he's clearly like he's like got tears in his eyes, and he's like, you know, crying and is emotional about it. And I like that vulnerability too. I think Natsuki's vulnerability of that is like part of a little bit after Satsuki goes away. Now Mamoru Miyano. I mean, it's Mamoru Miyano. He puts. I feel like every character that Mamoru Miyano plays, is part of him. Like it's not just his personality. It's like it's him, as part of him. Tokia is a part of Momo, like a huge part of him. And I think he's said that before in interviews, like when he's talked about Utapri, like he's, you know, like Tokia, like he sees Tokia as like his child. So he's very much the character, but he's also like he's like a part of me. He's like a part of me that I'm very proud of, like a child. And of course, Tokia gets the best songs. It's true. You can disagree with me on that, but I think Tokia gets the best songs because it's Mamoru Miyano, and if you've never seen that man perform in any of the lives, watch one of his concerts. I have his Blazing concert on Blu-ray, and it's amazing. It's so good. He is a phenomenal performer. He is so good, and he's so funny, and like he is like a triple threat. He is like if he ever retires, I'm gonna be so sad. which I don't think he ever will, because I feel like he has too much fun doing what he does. So, you know, I one second, I'm getting my friend requests going. Sorry, I was looking at Discord. So yeah, I feel like with Mama especially, he really loves Tokyo. And I like that. I really love that a lot. And of course, like, the playful parts of, like, Tokyo, and I feel like a lot of his songs, like Secret Lover and Independent and stuff, like, that's all, like, that's Mama. Like, that's Tokyo, but that's Mama for sure. Like, that is him. Doing the, you know, all the sexy things that he does, you know. Now moving on, because I could talk about that for a long time, but moving on to my man, Michi Suwabe. I feel like Suwabe, like, puts, because he's, you know, several times, like, one of the ones he's been voted, like, the say with, like, the sexiest voice, which I agree. I like I said before, I could listen to that man read the full book, and I'd be fine. Like, oh my god. Now, he is one of the older Seiyu. He's the oldest, I think, or one of the oldest. But I mean, he still got that voice, and the way he says "lady," oh my god, that is totally Suwabe. I feel like he's such a sweet guy. Like, if you follow him on Twitter, which of course I do. Of course I follow him on Twitter. He's amazing. But this man says happy birthday every day. He posts a happy birthday post because it's always somebody's birthday. It's always one of his fans' birthdays, which I love. But he has this, like, he's a very sweet person, but, like, he can go from, like, sweet to, like, really sexy in, like, a second. And I feel like it's because his voice is so low. Like, because he's, like, the baritone, right, of, like, Starish. He'll always get, like, the low notes. Masato gets them too, but not as often as Ren gets them. And if you listen to the songs carefully, you can hear it. But I just really like that he has, like, he puts his, like, playful side into Ren. Because he's always, like, the fruity one, he has the cute nicknames, and he can also be, like, kind of scary and, like, really passionate too, which I feel like Suwabe puts that into, like, all of his characters also. Like, he's just, like, he's a really good voice actor. He's a really great actor. And he, like, you can tell he loves what he does. And he's one of the biggest, like, Utapri fans. Out of all the Seiyu, I feel like he, like, hypes up Utapri a lot. More than, like, the other Seiyu do. Like, he's a huge Utapri fan. Like, he posts about it all the time. And, like, he'll, you know, his happy birthday messages are always, like, themed with, like, colors and stuff. So if it's, like, something Starish has done, or, like, there's a thing coming out, or, like, it's one of his characters' birthdays, like, he themes that picture to, like, that character. And stuff, and I love that. And I love him. I will never stop loving him. I love him so much. God, if he were to go to Anime Expo again, I would want to go so bad just so I could see him in real life and scream for him and scream how much I love him. And hope that he hears me. Because I love his work. I love his acting, and anything that man is in, even if he's in one episode, I'll still watch it. Okay, moving on. Show. I said earlier he screams a lot. And I feel like it's because his Seiyu is really good at screaming. That's why that man is Zenitsu in Demon Slayer. Because he just screams. And, like, I feel like that's, like, a hindrance with the show songs, which is why I really like Sweet Kiss, because it's not one of those songs. It's not one of those, like, jump up and swing a towel songs. So I'm glad that it's different. But I feel like also, like, Hiroshimono is, like, he's short. He's, like, the shortest out of all of them, which is hilarious because he's also one of the older ones. But he looks the same age that he did, like, 15 years ago. So, you know, yeah. But he has, like, the energy. I like his energy as Sho. He puts his energy, like, Sho's energy is, like, his energy. And, like, apparently he doesn't like heights, but he'll still let them put him in the, like, harness thing and make him do flips and stuff in the air for, like, Utapri live stage shows and stuff. And, like, you know, that's... And Sho doesn't like... At least in the anime, Sho doesn't like heights, because they... That was Ultea's thing in the Ultimate game, but then they changed it. I don't know. I guess to make it more interesting. I don't know. Okay. And my dinner is here, so we're gonna end in a little while, but I'm gonna finish talking about all of this. Yeah, watching the concerts are super fun. I have the 6th and 7th lives. Physical copies, so I might watch the 6th live after this. I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, I think he puts a lot of his energy into Sho, and you can tell his energy is... They're very, very similar. And Cecil, obviously his regular speaking voice is not Cecil. It's the same thing like with Ultea. Like he clearly puts on, like, he pitches his voice higher, and makes it a little more like up in his throat, rather than like down here in his chest or like in his nose. It's like kind of like here in his face, like in the top of his throat. But I like that he always kind of tries to bring in like the fact that like he was a cat. So he does like the cat noises, like the little meows and stuff. I think that's adorable. And again, I think like the passion. I feel like a lot of them, it's like their passion for performing and singing, I think is like really what they put into their character a lot, and it like really shows. But also like that they can do those kinds of personalities, right? Like he does the you know, my princess kind of thing like very well. And you know, he says that and everyone goes crazy. So it's definitely something that I feel like all of them put is like I think if Tony Satis is crown and Cecil is an actual... Yeah, exactly! He always wears a hat. And yeah, that's kind of like his crown. That's like his signature thing, is he always wears a hat. And Cecil's a prince, like he's an actual prince, so that makes sense. He doesn't wear a crown all the time, like barely ever. But yeah, I like that you can kind of think of it. It's like his crown, and Cecil's a prince. And you know, I think they just all have so much fun playing these characters that like. I hate to say it, but I would be so mad if they dubbed this in English, because it's like nope, those aren't their voices. It's just the Seiyu are their voices. They've been their voices for over 10 years. Like I cannot think of anybody voicing them in English at all, ever. And I would not want them to dub the songs because they wouldn't sound as good. You could try, but I don't know. Yes, I want to meet all of them one day. I would love to. Like, I mean, like, seeing Mamoru Miyano in person is different from, like, going up to him and being like, hi, and shaking his hand and, you know, crying. So, yeah, I would, you know, if I could at least meet Junichi Suwabe one day, oh my god, I would just, I don't know what I would do. I would cry. I would literally cry. Probably. Like, anytime I meet someone famous, like guys, this is my thing. Like, I met the lead singer of Fall Out Boy. Fall Out Boy is one of my favorite bands. I met Patrick Stump in like 2013, and all I could do was I was super polite and said, "Can I have a hug? Like, can I hug you?" I was very polite. Like, I didn't just go up and do it. I asked for permission. I asked for consent, and also, like, I was just very nice and polite. Like, I feel like if it's with an Utapri Seiyu, it'd be the same. I'd be very polite, the same, but it'd be like, you know, I'm speaking English, they're not gonna understand a word I'm saying. Unless they do. I mean, I'm sure they understand a little bit, but, you know, if it was Junichi Suwabe, I'd probably just cry and pee myself and want to crawl into a hole and die, probably. I don't know. I would be very, like, scared. But I would at least just tell him, like, I love this character and this character and this character. Like, I don't know what else I would say. And Mamoru Miyano, I mean, I would just be like, I am in awe of you. I am so impressed. Yeah. And then with the Quartzite Seiyu, I feel like, again, it's like the energy with Moriko Shogoto, like who's Reiji. I feel like I love watching him perform Reiji songs in the lives because he's really passionate about those maracas, man. Like, as much as Reiji is, like, one year he's like, I want a maraca as, like, my microphone, and then the next live, he got his wish. Excuse me. So I love that. I think it's so great. I think it's amazing. It's so awesome. And then with I mean, wait, sorry, we're gonna go with Amaru. Sorry, Amaru's next. I mean, Suzuki Toshihisa, like, you know, he's also a very passionate singer. Like, he's very, like, rock and roll kind of guy. So I feel like that part of Amaru's personality is, like, very much Suzuki Toshihisa. Like, he's very, like, rock and roll. And he's got the voice for it too. He's like that raspy kind of singing voice, which, I mean, he does that for Amaru too, because, like, you hear him as Amaru and Utapri, you're like, oh my god, he has like a raspy voice, and then you listen to him as Makoto and Free, and it's like, wait, that's the same guy. Yeah, it's the same guy. So he's just also a really good voice actor. He knows how to utilize his voice. He has a good range. He has a very big range, is what I'm trying to say. With I mean, I is holy shit, like, he's literally I. He is I, Mikase. Like, he could cosplay as that character and be like, yeah, that's him. Like, in voice and in looks, like, he just looks like his character. He just, like, I don't know how else. He's him. And then with Kamyu, with Tomoaki Mano always plays, like, if he's not playing a character like Kamyu, he's playing like a super nice sweet guy, which again shows range. But I think like his playfulness and his, like, passion to really understand his character, I think, is what really, like, shows. He gets very into his character. Like, I think it's the 6th live. He wore, like, blue contacts and showed the whole audience, was like, look, I'm wearing blue contacts because I want my eyes to match Kamyu's eyes, like his icy blue eye color. Like, that man is dedicated. He is dedicated. He's dedicated to his role. And, you know, Kamyu is a very interesting character, and I think Tomoaki Mano is a very interesting Seiyu. I don't know as much about the Heavens Seiyu as I do the others, because they're only in 2 seasons of the anime, technically, like full seasons, kind of. So it's kind of hard to, like, really gauge their personalities. So that's a little bit harder. I have to think about those ones. Yeah, his dedication to cosplaying his characters, so he's just like, he's like super into it, and I like that. I like that a lot. So yeah, I definitely agree. I definitely agree that the characters were somehow inspired by the Seiyu, in certain aspects of their personality, and even their looks too. So it's something that I definitely want to discuss. If you guys know of anybody that lives in Japan who can get direct news about Utapri stuff, please let them know that I want to know. I need to. People responded to me on Twitter, but, like, some people I can't DM, so I'm gonna have to go back and see what people said to me. That were interested in possibly participating. The only problem with that is, like, obviously, you know, Japan is like 6-7 hours ahead of me where I am, so it's kind of hard if I'm streaming now and people are asleep, or they're just getting up in the morning. So in terms of something like that, I might have to, like, record an interview beforehand and, like, play it as a video here. We'll see what happens. We have a weird time where we have a stream, but we'll figure it out. But if you guys know of anybody, I do have some people in mind that I do want to DM. But if you have suggestions for names, please tell me in the chat or in the comments. Please, I would love to know who you would think would be a great Japanese guest, or if they live in Japan, if they're an international fan but they live in Japan, so they have better access to direct Utapri news and collabs and stuff. Because that's the other thing with accessibility, because the more we know about how people are getting stuff, the more I can kind of share my knowledge of how to get certain things. Because I have 2 Ita bags. I'm still working on my Renman, but I have my Tokia Ita bag, and I have the tutorial on my channel. You can go back and watch how I made that. But from the bag, which is an official Utapri Ita bag, with all the badges and stuff, I was able to get all that stuff because of how I went about doing it. So you want cool stuff, you want older stuff. I would say a site like Mandarake is pretty good. I feel like now though they really only have dojinshi. It's always explicit dojinshi, so be careful. If that's not something you want to see, be careful. But I would say look to see who is going to go to collabs and stuff, especially collab cafes where you have to have a Japanese address to even get in. And you can, work stuff out with that person if they're gonna go and they, or if people are interested in buying stuff, we can do that too. I'll always share that from now on if I'm able to. And of course, conventions. Bigger conventions like Anime Expo or Anime NYC that are gonna have a booth like Animate or Kinokuniya or Kotobukiya. Those specific booths in the show, not the showroom, but the vendor hall where they have all the stuff. Those kinds of stores will sell Utapri badges and straps, like the little can badges. They will sell those. They will definitely sell those to you. When I went this past year to Anime Expo, they only had Utapri stuff every other day. So they would switch it out with Idolish 7 or Ensemble Stars, I think, and one other series like Love Live or something. But they would switch them out, and they'd be by character. But you could, there's a lot of stuff, and they're all they go for really cheap because they're all old badges and stuff. But that is one way you can make an Ita bag. And you don't have to get an official Ita bag, but I always use, what is this store called? Goods Republic. That's what it's called, Goods Republic. Goods Republic will have official Utapri Ita bags. So go on there, look for an Utapri Ita bag. It takes a little bit to get sent to you, but you can make an Ita bag with that. And of course there's always other Ita bags you can buy that are the colors of your favorite character. But I would suggest that if you are looking into accessibility. Another thing I've done with the Blu-rays and DVDs is I go on eBay, regular eBay, I look up the Japanese title for Utapri, I copy-paste that, I put that into eBay, and then I put 5th stage or 6th stage or whatever, and I put Blu-ray or DVD. And I hit enter, and it will show you who is selling those. Now, that is really only for people who want to spend a bigger chunk of change, because it is expensive, it's eBay. You're going to be spending over $100. So if you have the money, I would say try it out, see what comes up, try to buy what you can, and if you are not able to do that, save up. Or try to find a different way to buy it, or again, see if there's a proxy shipper or somebody who can maybe get it for cheaper, in Japan, and then send it to you for cheaper with shipping. And then in terms of apparel, jackets and stuff, it's a little bit harder for me because these Japanese sizes run really small, compared to American sizes. So, I mean, I do have a Tokia shirt that I did get from Japan, but I had to get a really big, crazy size because, plus size. I wear plus size clothes. But you can get jackets, you can get that stuff if you look. Mandarake is a good place. Ami, they do pre-orders of new stuff, so, you can always check there. CD Japan has cool stuff. You can get older CDs, Utapri-wise. You can also get magazines. I have a magazine, and I have an unboxing of it here on my channel also. It's a men's magazine, like a men's voice acting magazine, where it's just all male singing kind of thing. But it has an interview with Takuma Terashima and Mamoru Miyano, and it has a photo shoot with the two of them. And it's just all about Manji Kingdom. It's all in Japanese, so I can't read it unless I use like a Google Translate thing. But it's really cool to have because the pictures are really nice. So you have that. And I'm trying to think. Well, you can get the show on Blu-ray, but you have to be like good about it in terms of like if you want the subs. Of course, you can always get High Dive, so you can watch the show subbed. But Sentai, I don't know if they still have it, but you can get the show on DVD for $1. Some of the seasons for a literal $1. You can also get the Blu-rays for like $8 or $9, so it's very cheap. So go on Sentai's website, search up Utapri, and see if they still have copies of what you can get, and then you gotta kind of figure out how to get the rest of them. But once they do pre-orders for the Blu-ray of Star Wars Tours, I'm sure hopefully they do that, because they did it for Manji Love Kingdom. With Sentai, I'm going to pre-order it, because it'll be like $20. It won't be that expensive. So those are just my own tips on how to get that started. But are there any other suggestions of other subjects we can talk about? In terms of like overseas fans, we can also talk about like how you became a fan, how you heard about the series. We can talk about that in another episode as well. If you want to post that here before we end, that's cool too. You can do that. We can do that. But what do you want the fans to talk about? I would love to know. Send me a DM or post a comment on here, or post in the chat before I end so I can write it down. What you would like to see. What else would you like to see? Because I really want to show. I really want to develop these ideas into things. And look, I did write it down. See? There you go. So I'm really writing it down because that's why I'm doing this like a bi-weekly thing of like every 2 weeks we have a new episode, because I want to be prepared. I want to be able to prepare myself. So yeah, I want to prepare myself as best I can for the next episode, and yeah, I think it'd be cool. Also, if you guys want to draw like fan art and stuff of whatever we talk about, if we come up with something silly during the episode, if you can draw and you want to draw fan art, go ahead and do it. If you want to draw fan art, I would love to showcase that. If you have anything that you want me to share, fan fiction, fan art, if you want to draw something for the stream, I think that would be really awesome. Again, send me a message. I would love to see that. And again, I know people that I can get on the podcast, like friends of mine that are also into Utapri. I can always see if I can get Gigi on here, Chantal. Like, I want to be able to get as many people as I can, and we can always talk about something different every episode. Again, I want to have several topics. Like in this episode, I had 3 different topics that I wanted to hit, and we hit all of them, so I'm really happy about that. In terms of like a schedule, I think this time is definitely the best time to do it. Friday nights, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, at least to 9 p.m. So that way I have 2 whole hours to talk to you guys when we talk about Utapri and share it with everybody. Again, don't forget to share the link to this, because the VOD is going to go up as soon as this is finished. There should be a VOD. And I didn't show anything. I just talked about stuff. We're not using copyrighted music, so it'll stay up, and your chat is going to show up in the VOD as well on the side. But yeah, just if people weren't able to watch this, please share with your friends who also like Utapri, or if they're interested in starting Utapri, send them this first episode, because it'll be a good introduction. And I really, really enjoyed talking with you guys and just discussing with because it's been a while since I've been able to discuss all of my thoughts to someone who's listening, because usually I do this in the car by myself because I don't have anybody else to talk to about it, because I don't think anyone's gonna understand me. But you guys understand, so I really appreciate that. Again, you can also comment on the VOD, because you can add a comment later on if you do have suggestions. So if you're listening to this afterward, again, leave your suggestions on what you think we should do. If you have a guest in mind that you want me to get in contact with, please tell me who they are, where I can DM them, if they're on Discord, if it's Twitter, and also if you know them, please tell me, or if it is you, please send me a message as well. Again, every 2 weeks, so 2 weeks from now, I think the next episode is going to be on February 3rd, should be the next episode. So we're going to shoot for that. February 3rd, same time, same channel. 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. February 3rd will be the next episode. And by that time, I should have the topics that I'm going to talk about. And hopefully, if I have a guest, we'll have a guest to talk about stuff with. And again, if you want to contact me, and it's not on YouTube, you can always contact me. My Twitter handle is That's Mia, THATSMIA, all lowercase. I do have links to that here on my YouTube channel. If you go to my channel, you can click on my Twitter. I have a Patreon. If you want to become a patron, I would love for that to happen. If not, you're totally fine. I do stream on Twitch sometimes as well. I play games. So if you want to see more of that, I will try to start streaming games again. It's just been a while, and also work has been taking over, and I do still do theater. So I was just in a production recently that just ended. So I'm gonna get back into playing games, but I also have to write a new script as well. So I'm gonna try to work on that as well at the same time. So really, I can probably only do just this and maybe make videos, but that's pretty much it. I also have a TikTok. My username is That's Mia93 on TikTok. So I will also post when I'm gonna go live on my TikTok, is the day of or the day before. And also I talk about Utapri on there and other anime too, because I don't just talk about Utapri. But if you're interested in other anime and want to hear my thoughts, you can always follow my TikTok. I post a lot of TikToks more often because they're easier and shorter to make than a regular YouTube video. But I am going to be trying to make my reaction to the Crunchyroll Anime Awards nominees tomorrow, maybe. I don't think the video will be out tomorrow, but I'll definitely be filming that tomorrow. So that's something you're interested in. Subscribe if you'd like. I really appreciate it. And of course, follow me and DM me. And of course, I'm also in Discord. If I make a Discord server one day, I will let you know. But I don't know how any of that works because I am old, and I don't know how to do that. But if I do make one day, if you would like to join, that'd be cool. If not, you can always add me. What is my Discord name? I'm in the Utapri Idol Hell, and I'm also in Saltame Academy Discord servers. Those are the two Utapri Discord servers I'm in so far. So yeah, if you're in those, you can add me as a friend. My profile picture is Lucifer from Obey Me. It's like his chest. It moves because I have, but it's Lucifer from Obey Me, so that's my profile picture. But with that said, it is 8:59 here. I have food waiting for me. I'm hungry, and I'm probably gonna chill and then go to bed. So thank you guys so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Again, links. I'll try to put links in the description the next time. But I really, really had fun talking with you guys, and I'm so excited for the future of Utano Podcast, or UtaPod, if you want to call that for short. So, thank you guys once again so much for the millionth time. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Thank you for joining me. And if you are joining after the fact, after we have finished the broadcast and you're watching the VOD all over again, I really appreciate you coming and watching and listening and leaving your suggestions in the comments. And with all that said, yes, bye and thank you. You're welcome. Have fun. Stay safe. And I'll see you guys in the next episode. In the next video, too. Goodbye!